Fair to say that Barcelona were very busy in the recent transfer window, and then we also had the added drama of will they register, won't they register? Anyway, in the end, there was even deadline day deals, Marcos Alonso and Hector Bellerin coming in. Ale, when all is said and done, how are they looking after this summer's business?
Well, they're looking great. Look, there's no doubt that Barcelona now is a much better version than what they were at the end of last season. That was never the question. The question is it worthwhile mortgaging the future of your club and putting all the chips in and saying, we have to win now instead of financial responsibility for the future? Now, let's put that aside. And I'm just going to focus on the product on the field. And that's the only thing that we can evaluate. This is a team that has elite-level talent in every line on the field. Talent that anybody in the world would want to have, they have it available. And there is variety in the attack, and there's variety through the midfield. The one question is, defensively, can they figure it out as to what is the best combination so that Barcelona, who likes it, they usually get exposed when they go on the attack, is there enough athleticism in that back line to match up and cut out transitions against them, counter-attack opportunities against them? If the answer to that is yes, then there's nothing about this Barcelona team that I would not feel comfortable with. If I'm Xavi, I'm looking back, and the most difficult part of my job right now, if I'm Xavi, is figuring out how I move and rotate players in order to manage all this talent that I have available. And that is a problem and a headache that any manager around the world would want to have. He's got plenty of options, and he has plenty of opportunities to have players in good positions to perform and produce for him consistently. That's a great place to be.
Jules, we've been putting you to work for this show. We also got you to put together best 11 for Barcelona with the players that they have available now. Does that side that we just saw for you win anything this season?
I think they're very capable of, yeah, of course. I think Xavi's an elite coach. There's no doubt about that. And then it would be down to the players to implement what he wants to do. But we saw Lewandowski hitting the ground running straight away. The two goals he scored against Valladolid, and it was only Valladolid, I know, but we're still top class. And then Dembele and Raphinha getting better, even if obviously one of them has to play on his not favourite side, if you want. And then in midfield, I put Pedri and Gavi alongside Busquets. You can have De Jong there, of course, as well. You can have Kessie too. So the depth in the squad that Ali just mentioned is so true when you try to put who you think is the best 11, really. And it's same at the back. Right now, I think Koundé, like we saw in the last game, is maybe the favourite right back if you want, but maybe Bellerin can come in and have some game time, and then you play Christensen, Araujo, Eric Garcia, who I don't rate at all, but maybe Xavi likes him, I don't know. And then at left back, clearly there's an issue with Jordi Alba. So Marcos Alonso should become the number one, unless the young Balde really improved and that Xavi likes his dynamism and the energy and the pace, and then starts him ahead of Alonso. So it's very interesting what they have there on paper. They've started the league really well. They would be much bigger opponents than what they've played so far, starting with Sevilla this weekend, as we mentioned. But I think it's very promising.
If that Barcelona side came up against Liverpool in the Champions League, would you be worried, Stevie?
Right now, absolutely. You know, it's always great when you look on paper and think you have a picture of what you're going to get. But we all know that on paper and on the grass, it's two different things. And the pressure is now on for all those names and the manager to produce. You know, top four is not good enough anymore. You better be either winning the title or you better be a point off. You also better be getting to at least the semi-final of the Champions League. So this is when we will see. You know, Jules is saying that Xavi's an elite coach. We will find out if he's an elite coach, because I think he's probably had a little bit of a pass between getting there and right now because of all the drama, all the signings, all the getting more money from behind the couch, all of these things. So now the board and Mr. Laporte have gone, there you go, Xavi. Now, we've done our bit. We've got you these players. We've got you this team. And this team on paper is as good as any other team around. You've got to produce. That now we'll find out.
So, Ali, how far can this team go in the Champions League?
I think semifinals is a very realistic run for Barcelona in Champions League. Now, assuming that you're going to get to the semifinals, that means that by then this group has really come together. And there are no excuses or, hey, we're getting used to what his movement is, what we like to do. No. By then, you are probably getting the best version of what this group is going to be like. So, and not only do I say semifinals just in a vacuum, I say semifinals because, as Stevie just pointed out, if you're going to go all in and you're going to spend all this money, you're banking, literally banking on the financial rewards that you're going to get from making a deep run. Financial rewards that you need. Not that would be nice to have, that you need, because you've already accepted losses from the future. And so if you're Barcelona, you're saying, look, we're putting this team together for one reason and one reason only, and that's to win and win now. Because if it was about patience, all the signings and all the levers that were pulled, none of them would have been pulled. If it was about patience, then they would have built from within. That wasn't the approach. So it's not patient approach anymore. Now it's about winning and winning now. The pressure, as Stevie just said, is very much on Xavi to make the right choices and put the players in good positions to where now they can be successful with consistency.
Well, let me stick with you to talk about the next game. It is against Sevilla. We know Sevilla are in very big need of a win so far. It's been a tough start to the season for Julian Lopetegui's side. Could this be a slip-up for Barcelona?
They already had their slip-up against Rayo Vallecano. I don't think there's a slip here for Barcelona. This game will test Barcelona's intensity and urgency and physicality, because it's the only way that Sevilla can take away from Barcelona in this match, that they're going to get in your face, that it's about Lopetegui and his intensity, and everybody's going to be running around the field. If Barcelona are able to move the ball quickly and their possession is quicker in the attacking half, Sevilla has no chance, because Sevilla right now is struggling for confidence. They don't have confidence in the attack. They haven't had confidence defending either. Sevilla is a team that is looking for reasons to fall apart. If Barcelona gives them enough reasons to fall apart, this game may just be done early enough where Lopetegui and pressure would continue.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.